Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage again across New York. Um, Tonight's scene, this evening's scene, um, takes place in the Sept the Green, uh, within the Over Easy Inn. Clay Stutton has begun to cook dinner for the Cubs and for whoever else wishes to partake um, in a big family meal, or at least come and grab type of thing. And he has a set of old books on the counter that have been the focus of a lot of discussion within the Sept recently. Um, it's been outlined to him that these are, or at least Ide wishes that they are his decision. Whether or not others agree with him has remained to be seen. There isn't a lot of people currently he can discuss this with, but the two people whose opinions he does trust almost implicitly have been made aware. He has texted Malcolm and he has sent one of the Fianna kinfolk to seek out Trace to come in and discuss with him the implications that are set before the Arun.
Um, so Malcolm, you'll get a text back from Malcolm, which will essentially say he's been at Athens Park with Sorka. It'll take him a while to get back on the subway, but he's gonna come back as soon as possible. He'll have sent that through, and a while later, Malcolm will go straight through the door. And he'll head straight to the kitchen. He knows where he's going. What's Clay made for dinner?
He is making homemade chicken pot pies.
Are they in the oven?
No, he's currently over the stove, sort of making the gravy for them. Um, you can see about half a dozen full size pies set out because Guru. Um, but yeah, he's currently making a very big batch of um, white chicken gravy for the pies.
Then Malcolm, you'll hear sort of a little knock on the door, and Malcolm will walk in. Hey, those look really good.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I kind of picked it up via one of them YouTube videos, so I wanted to make sure I was doing everything right.
It looks it looks absolutely perfect. I'll be honest, I'm starving. Sark and I were running around the glen in Lupus, so I could eat.
Right. Good to hear that. As soon as I'm ready here, they'll only need like enough baking to make the crust crispy, so should only be like another hour or so.
A nod. there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Washing up or whatever. But I got your text. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I mean, it's it's honestly it's better than it has been in a long time, Malcolm. Uh, and he's stirring a pot, but he sort of places his hand on the set of old books. I don't know if you've seen them before, but he just sort of pats them.
Malcolm Malcolm notices that. You with his interest, you with his full attention. There are strange, mysterious old books on the table, so he's in a fear he's screaming. But he'll for now, he'll just try and stay sort of calm and listen and nod. That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
At this point, Trace will walk in. His right arm is curled up to his chest. He's kind of cradling it. And that his right hand is grabbing his left collar to basically just help him hold it up for a second. And he'll look over at Clay and Malcolm and be like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Well, I got something I need to discuss with the both of you.
I like talking. Let's do it.
But he kind of turns around and raises an eyebrow at Trace. What in the hell?
Oh, I went to go talk to a ghost dog with another dog. I'm sorry, a ghost wolf with another wolf about a dog doing.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm the dog.
Malcolm,
And no one
Malcolm
healed
looks a
this
bit
for you.
incredulous.
It's not really one of those things that heals, sadly. And he'll lean his head to the left and show this big bite mark goes from the side of his neck down to his shoulder.
Oh shit! Malcolm, okay. When you say ghost dog, do you mean spirits, right?
Yeah.
So was this part of the chimneyage?
Let's just say we got in a tussle. I hit the dirt, and then I woke up laying in a bed. Supposedly, I was.
All right. Give me a second. And he's gonna walk out of the kitchen while everything is bubbling away, and he's gonna come back with a towel, and he'll and just sort of look at his arm, look at him. I'm gonna make you like a sling that seems like it would be the most comfortable.
Okay. I mean, it only hurts sometimes, like when the weather's changing and whatnot. So, I mean, it's just there for the moment.
Right, but I mean, at least you won't have to hold it up yourself. What I'm getting at.
Okay.
I could always try healing it myself. I mean, I don't know if it'd work, but I can always try.
I could too, but I think it might be a little better if at least from a spiritual standpoint, if we let that heal.
Yo, it's just a scar. He doesn't have a wound.
Yeah.
Trey, you don't have a wound. It's just a scar on your neck, bro.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Okay. I thought like his collarbone was broken or some shit.
No. It's just a scar.
Oh, okay. There we go.
It just says in the description when the weather changes, it hurts. So it hurts.
All right, fair enough. That I understand. All right, I thought it was like a broken collarbone or some shit.
No,
Um,
no.
all right, then he'll he'll bring a stack of books with him and sit down at the table. Um, and he'll look to Trace. Look, I know you wanted to start it, start a pack.
Yeah.
There's a little bit about me that you should know before, and possibly in spite of that wish. And honestly, I didn't realize that this was an issue until it became an issue. And it's nothing. What's that?
Trace leans in and like playful manner. It's like, I already know you're a menace. It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate that. But it's a little bit more than that. And I didn't want you to think that it had anything to do with you or, well, and he looks over at Malcolm. You either. Because we were planning on asking you to be part of this pack.
Malcolm will nod. He's just quietly listening. Nod. So, what's changed? I assume it has something to do with those books.
It does. What do you know about him?
He'll take a look at the books. Honestly, I can see. Honestly, Raya, I can see that there's two of them and that they're bound. But apart from that, not much else.
I know what's in them. Not with any form of detail because I haven't had that conversation with the book yet. But I know the gist.
Yeah. Well, it's come to my attention that there's at least one person that wants to make their final destination my decision.
All right. I can respect that.
And that being said, Myst has given me an offer.
Is that the sack person?
The what? Sorry.
Sorry. Is that a Saxon?
Uh, Myst, the guru from Canada.
I don't know this person.
Mm.
She's I had quite a lot of dealings with her. She was the House Gleaming Eye, if I remember correctly. I think she was she came to Sept a while before I arrived, but was chased out. She's a Fierge and quite powerful too, from what I remember.
I understand the connect now.
She's a Silverfang. And honestly, she's one of the few Silverfang I think I'd openly and honestly say I trust.
Wow. If she's involved, what's in the books must be of some great significance.
They're sort of an amalgam. There's a bunch of knowledge in here, tribal, personal, um, specifically in the set of books that Toby had, and knowledge, to be completely honest with you. And Myst has given me an offer. She can take these books and she can make sure that the knowledge goes to those who need it. Make copies of it. And make sure it isn't hidden from the rest of the Guru Nation. And in return, if she's allowed to do that, she will sponsor my family, the Stuttons, whose name I bear. She'll sponsor them to move from Texas to Canada. She'll even send out She'll even send out a Silverfang envoy to back up my claim.
Dom leaning in the doorway. I can roll stealth if you need me to, but for dramatic effect, crunches into an apple. It's just eavesdropping.
You better roll that stealth dropping them eaves, sir.
Cool.
If you're rolling stealth, can we be rolling to pick up on it?
I don't see why not.
Malcolm will
No!
listen. Malcolm will listen, and he'll probably glance to Trace to see if there's anything Trace wants to say, or he asks his questions.
Personally, I don't think this is knowledge that should be copied because there are already a number of tribes that want it gone.
What exactly is the origin of these books and what's in them? I mean, you've mentioned it's personal secrets, tribal secrets, but if Myst is willing to go to all of that effort.
Malcolm would know, like, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes ago, Dom kind of snaked his way around the corner and started leaning on the doorway while Clay was talking. I don't know who the defender is in this case.
It's you. You're the defender, I think.
Yeah, I think you're the defender in this case. At least that's usually how we always do it, or have always done it. But yeah, so
Okay.
he
Clay
can.
might not have noticed because he was talking.
Yeah, he can have that. He can have that.
I mean, when he crunches into the apple,
It's obvious that he's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Like Malcolm would probably, honestly, at some point, just be like, just sort of say it rightly, like, right? I believe override frequency. I believe override frequency right here is his paying us a visit.
And it's okay. I mean,
It's
I'm not it's a pretty
it's
public
fun.
space. Okay.
It's like you said, it's a public space. And honestly, I need as many opinions as I can get that are freely given.
He'll nod and, shoot his brows up some, kind of pep up, and walk over to where the books are at. What books are on the table?
The Fiona journals.
Fiona journals. Interesting.
Out of character, the Fiona journals. I assume you know what I'm talking about.
After, yeah.
Yeah.
They're blood like honey's journals filled with recipes of Fiona brews. Well,
Mm-hmm. Recipes of Fiona brews that have been taken from Uktena. Fuck. Jesus Christ. This man was a bad man. Bad man.
Even more. Well, she.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think it was she. And this is all out of character.
Yeah.
And it's more of a journal than a recipe book, but there are recipes in it. So
Mm-hmm. There's a whole bunch
yeah.
of Fiona lore, but there's also stolen pure tribe lore. There's stolen get lore. There's a lot of stolen lore.
So Dom will, walk over, and poke his hand out just a little, like in their direction, and he will make eye contact with Clay, not with intent, but in a very asking for permission sort of way.
He'll Clay will take one from the top and just sort of like take a look.
Malcolm?
He'll touch it very, very gingerly, of course, because they are old.
What are you scratching at?
I know that was out of character.
Yeah.
Um,
It's Tynan being deciding he wants attention all of a sudden.
Body.
yeah.
Interesting. So you said something.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
You sure? Oh, body.
I would say Malcolm would have, as Dom's come in, Malcolm's given him a friendly smile and a nod. And honestly, he probably also would have walked. He's not marched right up and opened the books, but he's definitely very interested. What is in them?
For his part, Dom, he gives a very bright neighborly smile back, and looks down at the books when prompted that he can touch them. Feels the cover just a little bit for its age and opens it gently to look at the handwriting on the inside, maybe the kind of format, and just maybe read just a little bit because he's curious.
Yeah.
Really curious.
So is Malcolm, and Malcolm will remember what's in it.
Oh, come on, Rob.
Yeah, is Storm's looking at it just to keep it flowing a bit. As Storm's looking at it, Malcolm would probably he's sort of hovering on the outskirts. He's not gonna go in without Clay's permission really, but he's gonna probably tilt his head as Storm's reading. If interesting reading, right?
Um, just I don't know. Wanted to see what the writing looked like, see how old it feels. I don't genuinely speaking, I don't get into contact with old books very often, or books very often for that matter.
He'll nod. Would I be correct in assuming that, like unknown assailants, right? Sort of computers and data, that's more sort of your speed?
Yeah, especially hardware and software.
He'll nod. And see why you and Wooden's Fortune Ray have known each other before. And he'll sort of glance to Clay. Do you mind if I take a look? Or
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Malcolm will which book will Malcolm get?
I mean, he just has the Fiona journals with him. The Get one has yet to be decided. So he just
In
has
that case
the
then,
Fiona.
Malcolm will be as soon as he gets the permission then, Malcolm is there with Dom through some of the journals, and he's reading it, he is nodding, and he is understanding why this is quite a big thing for her.
And Dom says out loud, so, if I heard correctly, sorry, I came into the tail end of something uh, about a deal with the someone.
Miss Lauren. Silverfang out of Canada. Good guru. She she helped my former alpha a lot. Made sure that he had he needed to be the leader that he was, and was gonna train him to be more of a face in the public world of being. She offered to take these books and the knowledge therein and make copies, not only for us, but for other folks as well. These recipes that are in here, they do a lot. Um,
And they're very tied to the Fiona.
mm, not so much. They are recipes that were formulated. To put it bluntly, they are recipes that were formulated from stealing knowledge from other.
A bunch of other groups, or
The
one or
antenna.
two to name.
Just checking my notes here. They are books. They have Wendigo knowledge, and he kind of looks at all three of you with a very serious look on his face. And possibly Croatoan recipes.
Hmm.
Or Croatan.
And you trust this woman with this book, the Silver Fang.
I trust the woman. Uh, they are information Americanized. Uh, it's recipes that have been transformed from what they were to what they are and could do a lot, especially the information behind them. They could do in shortening the distance between the peer tribes and others.
Uh, voice rings out when that last statement and says, "So you want to give the people that the Pure Landers more information about them without their permission?"
Oh, get. Who invited you here?
I wasn't invited. I followed you, Dom.
And
Peanuts.
he uh
Great.
Clay looks up at the entering voice.
The man bows his head respectfully to Clay and says, "You must be Clay. Your name has been passed around. I was actually going to talk to you." Looks around to the whole group. "Yeah, I think I came at a possibly good, possibly bad time."
I'll take I'll take opinions where they are, but
Well,
where you
I
know my name, I'm sorry I to say, and I don't mean this to be rude, but I don't know yours.
I am a new face amongst the Sept. I'm Deckard, also known as Woden's Fortune, child of Fenrir, Hamid, Cleof of the nation.
Mm.
I can vouch for him. He and I arrived about the same time. We've worked together in the past. Pleasant guy.
Uh, Malcolm will give sort of a warm smile, and he'll do sort of a customary nod. It's good to see you again, Ray. I enjoyed fishing with you. Your words gave me a lot to think about, but I think Ein makes a good point. I mean, knowledge is valuable, and even if the recipes have been changed from what they were, I mean, their source, that's quite sensitive, and it could be seen as creating diversion, maybe. I mean, I don't know, but it's complicated.
Well, I had a question I wish to ask you, Clay. There
Mm.
was another person outside of your pack leader, Milo, a man named Hafika. What was his opinion about the books and these people?
He crosses up at Ian. Avika. Avika was a very good advocate for the pure tribes. As far as I could tell, as far as I was informed, he to forego joining one of the old tribes to join the Octana. Now I know he'd like this knowledge to be dispersed within the pure tribes, but I think that's part of what Miss Lorne is trying to do. She is trying to make sure that this knowledge goes to everyone. And honestly, it has a great potential to lessen the distance between us, between all the tribes. And yes, I won't deny that it appears this knowledge was stolen at the time that it was written down. But there is aid here. There is succor here, I think.
That is the potential, Clay Raya. But I do have to say, we are speaking for two major parties that aren't here then. And I don't think that's a wise decision then.
I think that might be blowing it out of proportion. These books were apparently so important to the Fiona to fight over. I actually, hang on, I'll take a step back because I don't know if Dom knew that the whole set fought over them, but does know that they were fought over. So let me take that back. Sorry. Um, he says we're enough to fight over, but ended up in the Fiona's hands. I think maybe this is something a little more condensed of a decision to make. But you bring up a good point when you talk about dispersing them among us, so that it'll help, and it'll be things that we know. Of course, this is something that I'll support because that's why the internet was invented, to connect people, just to connect everyone. That's what's called the World Wide Web. Controversial thing, gift, I suppose you could call it, given to the people, a large group, however you want. They say two different people did stuff like that at the same time, or well, the story between oh man, out of character, I'm an idiot. I think it's Edison and Tesla.
Yeah,
Someone in Tesla.
it is
Between Edison and Tesla. There's questions of thievery and there's questions of who and what and blah 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 blah. But the point is, at the end of the day, we got it. We're using it. And it's helpful. And it's good. So my 2 cents. I think you've already made your decision, and I think it's a good one.
Dawn will walking at that point. Big cave and sees everyone. Oh, well, this is kind of crowded. Clay, I was hoping to find you. And he unwraps the case that he has, and he'll let me get on this on my phone and find a picture.
Malcolm will nod and give Dorian a friendly wave as he comes in. But yeah, he'll sort of tilt his head and as if he wants to say something. He'll say, would you mind if I played devil's advocate a little? Right?
Malcolm, you are all but an adult within the Crew Nation. Speak your words here. Anyone that wishes to prevent that will have to deal with me.
Oh, you see, I put what
Yes.
he gets out and painting that I put in Wolf BS.
Beautiful.
Is it
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, he hands it to Clay.
Okay.
Does everybody see it?
Yeah, he just unwraps it and gives it to Clay, but it's pretty big, so it's not like a tiny thing. It's
But
good
what?
size.
Tom says, "Are you okay?" This looks pretty angry. This looks pretty upset. Testing.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, Discord was being
I
told.
was
There we go.
ignoring that.
He just
But yeah. So go ahead.
Clay just sort of raising an eyebrow, but getting the artwork. And he'll look over to Malcolm because Malcolm had something to say. So.
Malcolm will just nod. Say he'll nod. Clay and say, "Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that, but I'm certain that won't be necessary." Actually, Dorian's painting is a really good example of what I was about to say. I appreciate what Override what Dom Rice said. So sharing information progress, it is important and advantageous, but he was created when new technology was created. That's different. That's slightly different in that these brews, these recipes, these stories, they have heritage. People's deep tribal loyalties, their tribal heritage is in those books, their history. And part of that belongs to you, Clay, part of Anna, part of that belongs to the Wendigo and the Uktana. And I don't think it's so simple as saying it's good for everyone to share it and progress. Maybe objectively, sharing all this knowledge could be really good, but at the same time, there's probably a lot of hurt and pain and things represented by it. And is it really? Raya, I fully support whichever action you take and the consequences of that. But I don't think it's so simple as giving it a Myst and spreading it around and then just saying, this is a gift back to you. I think there needs to be, as Einraya said, there needs to be a conversation with the other tribes involved, and it's gonna be hard, but I think there needs to be more people in the room.
Hard and time consuming.
This is about Myst and the books she wants to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, I mean, this could be decades, hundreds of years of knowledge gathered. Right, it may take time.
At the same time, Malcolm, understand that should Miss get these books, she's willing to sponsor my family. Sh- She's willing to send Silverfang, send a Silverfang delegation to support my claim for the Stuttons.
Still not.
There's
Of course, right. Go ahead.
Ein has a soured frown on his face with that particular part, and says, "Then you're telling me. So what are you telling me? If she wasn't incentivizing you to give her these books, you would be thinking differently right now."
It's not an incentive. It's more of a, well, I guess it is, but the knowledge that is held within these books, specifically the brews that can be turned, and he looks at everyone, these brews can be turned into fetishes, can be turned into aid for the nation.
Yep.
Not just aid for the Fiona. No. Because she is willing to make copies for the entire Sept. It's not just, it isn't knowledge that is going to be hoarded. That's part of the reason I agree with her. Don't think knowledge needs to be hoarded, especially for the good of the Guru Nation.
I agree that knowledge does not need to be hoarded. But at the same time, I do not believe that this knowledge needs to be replicated. Because, like I said before, there are already a number of tribes that want this book abolished. And with that starts a war.
Why does it need to start a war?
Because people.
I don't want it to. But you're talking about the two high tribes, the pure ones, losing what makes them them to the masses, let alone my people and everyone else here's people. Half of them already don't like us.
What exactly are they losing? Are they losing what makes them
Security.
them? Or are they
They're losing
losing? They're losing a recipe. That's it.
I tend to agree with Clay. I mean,
and
yes, high tribes, but there's a lot more to what makes them them than a couple of books.
Mm.
play more than others. So your grandmother has an apple pie recipe that everyone loves.
Mhm.
And everyone tries to fight to get that recipe. And that's the thing that holds you close to home. How would you feel if everyone on the block had that taste? Had that thing that made it special because it was your family's? With that kind of love that puts inside of your body.
He smiles. He looks at Trace. And with the most honesty that I think Trace has ever seen Clay display, it would make me feel welcome wherever I went. You see, yes, did blood like honey steal this knowledge? Absolutely. I'm not arguing that. And I'm not arguing that it's wrong. But at the same time, it's been stolen for so long. It's been part of knowledge, of Fiona knowledge for a while.
Okay, I can
Right.
respect.
And
Don't
here's, hold on. I ain't done.
Okay.
The Uctena and the Wendigo are welcome to make a fuss about it. They are welcome to decide that their tribal knowledge is not for anyone else. But they haven't.
Well, the person that did, he's dead.
True. The person
And I don't
who.
see you inviting them here now, do I?
No, I'm trying.
Well, no disrespect, but it doesn't seem like you're trying hard enough, but you're making a decision without them.
That's the funny thing about possession, though. I mean, we have. I have. I have a decision to make. Pretty much. These were Fiona. They have always been, well, to the point that they were created, they have been Fiona. And I could give them to the Tenna. I could give them to the Wendigo. But I have no assurance as to what that means. Now, if I give them to the Silver Fang, it means that this knowledge becomes nation knowledge. It means that this knowledge can be used to fight the worm wherever it breeds and dwells. I don't want to insult them. But there is no one here that has ties to that tribe. currently that can give me an example, a way to go. I know it seems like betrayal. I know it seems like cutting lines where there ain't need to be lines cut, but at the same time, we are a nation at war. We need to be as together as possible.
But you're speaking for them, Clay. They need to speak for themselves.
They do. They do.
Right. I
Mhm.
know. I know your intentions and your heart is good, and I know that Myst sponsoring your family. I know what that would mean to you. But I agree with Trace Raya and Ein Raya. I think yes, knowledge could benefit the nation, but if you said yourself, you don't know what happens if you give it to Butane over Wendigo. You don't know what happens if you give it to Myst either. And
I do know what
if
happens if I give it to
you,
Myst.
I mean, do you?
Hmm.
I mean, if
If I give it to
if Myst,
Myst, it becomes nation knowledge. It becomes copied.
are
It,
you
it
are
is
you ready?
it is everyone's.
Or not, but Raya, are you ready for the consequences, for the possible consequences of that? If Trace mentioned that that could start war, that could cause conflict, are you ready to face the consequences of that? Or to be known if something does happen, you're in a position where you can deal with that.
Not just simply himself, everybody that didn't tell them, everybody that allowed this to happen, even the people that weren't aware, if they think that they were a part of this decision, they are going to attack them. You're making a decision that may cause a rift between the tribes, not combine them together.
It's a book. 2 books.
Oh,
Where
yes. If we're
where
going to go with that,
where
it's a
have they
book,
been?
it's a book. A
Where
land's land, word's a word. It has no
now?
meaning.
Hang on. Where were they all this time that these books have been discussed?
Again, the person that was there is dead.
I have an option.
If we keep going back and forth about this,
This
honest truth
book
is there
holds
are consequences to everything. No matter what decision you make, there's going to be some kind of consequence.
Mhm.
these books hold knowledge that can help the whole nation. But from what you are saying, he'll hold to your Trace, Malcolm, and Ein, it's still knowledge that belongs to the Wendigo and the Octana. So they should get a right. They should get a say to whether or not
Not to
it goes
mention the
to the whole nation
Croatoan.
and the Crow.
Croatan. Croatan.
Mm.
So that means they get a say to whether or not the knowledge goes to the whole nation, right? So, are you going to say something? Aaron?
Clay, I have a question.
So I didn't get that.
I simply do. I have a question.
Mhm.
Have the recipes been modified from the original state to meet Fiano practices?
Yes, they have been.
Okay.
They have been modified to be Americanized. Actually, they have been. That's exactly what they have been. They've been Americanized, more than you know put it like this: we're not making a 300-year-old German Hefeweizen. How about that?
Okay, that's it down. Here's my proposal, if you don't mind. Then give it to America.
Ooh.
What?
Sorry, that was sarcastic.
Pardon me. What do you mean?
Well, as you said, they have been changed from the original state, so they are no longer what they once were, right? They may do the same things, but they're made differently, right? Owners do that with things all the time. It's called repurposing, recycling. And being that we are America's nation, America's tribe, and we are the most numerous tribe. And we are also the shock troops for the hires. If that goes to the Nars, not only are they neutral ground because they take everyone, from the Fianna, the Silver Fangs, the Black Fury males that aren't welcome. Everyone comes to us. So not only that, but those who have come to us from others will have access to their history.
Nah. Nah. I
And
think
I'm
that's
not
a,
saying keep it in trial and not let anyone else look at it.
I think that's a rotten deal. The way what it was being looked at as current is that copies would be given and distributed so to the Sept. So it becomes a Sept resource and not a tribe resource. If you put it to a tribe can levy that for whatever they want. No, this would be a Sept resource. This would be an everyone thing.
Guess what this Sept is?
Everyone. I'm not a Bonar, and I belong to this Sept.
Exactly. You do. This Sept is the mecca of Bonar. You have the single oldest Bonar that I have ever heard of running it. And of course, she's going to allow her people and the people that go under her tribe or not to have access to this.
I don't feel heard.
Oh, I hear you. You think that we're going to squander it and hold it against someone else for leverage because we've been shat on for years and we want our payback.
Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say
I
any
know.
of those words. You just did, sir.
You applied heavily.
But
I said if you give it to a tribe, because your idea, which I understand your intentions, is that it would go beyond the Sept. It would be spread to Bonars everywhere. Bonars everywhere aren't like the Bonars of New York.
Point of order here. Miss Lauren doesn't want to make this a tribe thing.
Thank you.
And we have her
No.
honor on what?
We have our honor as a silver fan.
Now hang on.
Oh,
Hold
I
on,
know-
hold on before any of you decide to give me a second. All right. She doesn't want to make this a tribe thing. She doesn't want to make this a nation thing. All right. She wants to distribute the recipes. Not the lore. Now the leaf of the nation, but she doesn't want to distribute the recipes for just the nation. The recipes would be for anyone who wanted them.
So human, vampire, whatever the hell else is out there.
I would say more for the human, more for the mortal, more for the kinfolk. You know, it it would it would be a point of unity entirely if this was given to the nation as opposed to given to a singular tribe. And yes, and he looks at Ian, and I'm still a little confused how to say your character's name.
Time.
Ian. Ian. He looks to Ian and says that there isn't anyone from the pure tribes right now to decide that. And I'm not trying to decide anything for the pure tribes. What I'm trying to do right now is decide things for the person that holds them. I do not hold them completely. These are these were these were Toby's. And he died protecting the Sept. He died trying to save as many cubs as he could. He died willingly. He died without reservation. And his legacy deserves to be honored.
I
Um, uh,
understand.
mm, mm, um, I do not want to interrupt you, but I'm not done.
Yes, right.
Thank you. We have someone, we have a member of the Sept who would see this knowledge solely given to the Viana. Who would claim this as his. And that is Blood Eclipse. Now, I've dealt with Blood Eclipse in the past. He is not someone to do anything direct. He is not someone who will take any of these challenges as something to deal with himself. He will see Ida as a member of the Fianna, and he will see himself as a Fianna. And therefore, her resources are his resources. And I'm looking to make that not a thing. Now, I'm willing to fight him. I will ruin him. I will ruin his existence.
Tony's smiling at that.
But he will not meet me on the field equally to make that happen. He has proved that in the past. So I have a choice. I can claim them for Ida. I can claim the last legacy of her husband for Ida and send them to a place where they will benefit the entire nation. And then Blood Eclipse can fight me for him because he will have to challenge me and I will be able to name the challenge. We can continue to argue over where they deserve to go. I want to be able to give them to send back all the knowledge that was stolen, but I can't. I want to be able to make sure that these recipes don't exist. And even if I burned them today, I'd still have to face the claim of Blood Eclipse. But I need y'all to be behind me in the decision I make. And the decision I have made is that they should be nation knowledge.
Milo raises his hand. Or shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
he's been alive this whole
Milo.
time.
Dom raises his hand just a little bit. I'm not sure if you're done and wanting to speak.
He'll look at Dom and nod.
So, seems like you've made your decision. I definitely see a lot of concerns around here about that. I think something that might help calm everyone down a little more is maybe to ask if this is something that this Miss Lorne person has done before. If there's any proof we can have that she's good on her word.
Proof.
You had, I had your back at the facility tech, and I had your back when we met the Silver Queen. So, yeah, I'm still behind you.
I appreciate that, Dorian. More than I think you know. But I approve.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
He said, I more than I think you know. But I have proof that Miss Lorne is to be trusted. And he reaches um, behind him. It's sort of, it's always been in his possession since it was delivered. And he drops the book, the journal in front of everyone. Now, this journal is of an ancient Get Fenris. And Miss Lorne has translated it. Not only for me, but for my former pack Alpha. So he may learn what it was to be a member of his tribe.
I just need to know if I needs to roll rage right now, considering he was shut up and not allowed to talk, and now, before he's been allowed to talk, he's being told that there's get secrets on the table.
Yeah. I would have. I was trying to. I'm trying not to cause a scene.
Cause a scene. Cause a scene. I'm a rune. I'm in a rune. Cause a scene, motherfucker.
That's the thing. I thought
Oh,
Bridget got it. I let her knock me unconscious. You're no different, and I liked her.
Let's go.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure there are more. There are enough people here to take care of our hand if shit gets crazy.
Buddy.
I'm
If
not
I-
gonna lie, and I'm sorry. I asked the question, or I had Dom ask the question he did just to pull that book out.
Okay, I guess yeah.
Yep.
Because I gotta be true to the character. He'd be rolling grace right now.
He would be. He would be.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Just remember, ones don't count against successes.
I mean, if
And
I would roll rage, go for it, man. It's fine, don't worry.
what moon is it today? I think I can Google search it.
Oh god, let me look up the moon sign today.
MA offhand, do you know the moon today?
It is a waxing crescent, I believe. In
Mhm. Yep, that's
So
what I
what-
got to. But
it's a waxing
unless
crescent in Scorpio.
All right, so I don't get any bonuses or penalties. So it's what I believe difficulty 7 or the difficulty 6. Man, I never remember these rules. I need to be better about that.
I think.
No. Yeah, we'll go with 6. How about we just go with 6?
There is Ein's eyes light up, and he almost see him try to dash at the book, but he stops himself for lunges, and he brings his fingers to the brow of his nose and just looks over to Clay, looks over the Dom and Dorian, just everybody, and then
He looks at him and he holds up the journal. He holds up Milo's journal. I understand that you have a tribal tie to this, but he was my alpha. He was my brother. He died protecting me and others at this table.
I thought, as he looks over to Clay with a serious look, I heard that Octina that died defending this sept was your friend, and yet you didn't champion him once while we were here. What kind of friend is that?
Champion. You're talking about Havica.
That we keep speaking around the pure tribes every single time because you're afraid of the conflict. Where Garu conflict is bred into us. I do not fear conflict that is life. I don't see a single one of you try to find them in this short amount of time. You're telling me no one can talk to a spirit nor animal to get their attention right this moment. You're telling me none of them has been in this set except for this one person. Again and again, you speak around them. Yet again and again, you think their secrets, which, by the way, if they still wanted to share this knowledge, they could easily say, unless they're that distorted, that they will keep what belongs to them and allow everybody else to have the rest. Again, they cannot intercept or intercede on this conversation because they are not here. So at this point, outside of
they
me being
haven't.
here, what
They haven't been here.
has anybody talked to them? You think they have a reason just to avoid this place?
Why would they? This is the
Oh,
Cub House. This is part of the Sept. They haven't been here. And I don't want to be that person to outline that. I really don't. Because it makes me look like a terrible person. But Havika was here. And I could
This
ask his kinfolk. I could go to them and see what they wanted done, but they wouldn't understand fully what it meant to the nation. And that's the truth.
you are a coward.
I'm gonna roll rage.
yeah.
Oh,
and
Lord. I'm questioning whether I should roll rage, to be honest.
I'm gonna check and see how sturdy the cabinets are.
I'm
Will
honest.
nobody
I'm
die while I
honest.
change my laundry?
Nobody
10
died.
minutes to not die.
Nobody
You know what?
died
I
while
might-
I
Okay,
changed my
good.
mind.
You know what?
I'm just
You know
I'm
what?
just gonna remind everybody that you can spend willpower to not frenzy, and you should do that until I get done changing my laundry.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna roll and see because Cesar was also here. Malcolm feels ways. Let's see. But I think that's a adult frenzy, I think.
No, no. The only one that
Additional friend.
Wait a minute. I'm really confused.
What's up?
Why is Malcolm upset about Cesar being there?
Because
No.
okay.
I think I might have totally misinterpreted, but I think it was being said that the Uktana weren't there apart from like Havika was there, but like no one else was there, and Malcolm was kind of like, I can't totally make.
Oh, I got you.
I mean, I don't know if that makes sense, but
You know, out of character, he wasn't part of the tribe, but it's true. He was a Tena, and
And he also didn't grow up knowing, so he's like,
I know that distinction. I know that distinction, but he felt that way. But I mean, also, it's generally a stressy situation, and being a person who wants to keep the peace, it's stressful. No, Malcolm's listening. He does kind of pale as a sheet. He's sort of gripping the countertop, just listening.
You can totally roll rage. I just misunderstood you, Kurt.
No, thank you for asking. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear.
Let me get this straight. This information can help the entire nation, but you think because the information belongs to the Octana and well, the pure tribes, they say to whether or not it goes to the entire nation, right?
I'm
And
saying
here's
their
the
voice
thing.
needs to be heard, and no one is asking them to the table.
Let's say they say no, and then if the information doesn't go to the whole nation, we're already losing the war, and then we lose the war, and that information could have saved us. Are you saying Are you saying I'm not done? Are you saying then the pure tribes could be blamed for losing, for our loss, for our defeat?
Yes, they could be, but where are they? We're not inviting them to this conversation. That's what I'm saying. You're so afraid of them to say no. What happened if they say yes? What happened if they are willing to do this? You're not even giving them the option. You are assuming, you are speaking for them. And I know about a lot of people speaking for people. It ain't pretty, and nowhere is it right. You are making them small and insignificant. And he looks over to Clay. And as a Fianna, I would think you would know what it's like to be reduced to an insignificancy.
They don't have a claim on these books, unfortunately. As much as the information may be theirs, they don't. I do.
Then why even have these conversations with us? You're looking for yes men, and I am not one of them.
I'm not looking for yes men. I'm looking for opinions. I'm looking for what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go to the antenna and say, "Hey, this information is yours. What do you want me to do with it?" At the same time, you have someone outside of this conversation who just wants to take it. Hmm? He obviously doesn't care where it goes. He doesn't care that what it holds. Obviously, it just he wants it for the Fiona, and I obviously don't. I don't want it just for the Fiona. I want it for the nation. And if I hold the biggest claim to it from a guru standpoint, then I'm going to decide what to do with it. But I also want to know opinions. I could absolutely give it to the Uktena. But at the same
Or the
time, there's
Wendigo.
no guarantee that the Uktena would give it to the nation.
I'm just saying their voices need to be heard. Who are the other ranking Atenna on the Sept? Who are the other ranking Wendigo on the Sept? They should know.
Okay. Who are they?
I don't know. I'm a new arrival. Why don't you know?
You're asking about two tribes that don't like cities.
So we're just gonna not even put in the effort because it's inconvenient.
No, I'm just saying there's very likely that there aren't any.
I find that hard to believe.
Our character had to make a phone call, but it involved MA, and we have to wait on that one.
Hmm.
I know
Yeah, like
out of character, but
technically right now we have to wait on NST.
The,
So
the, the hard part,
I'm here.
Mhm.
I'm just in the laundry room, so I don't have any books or anything. So don't fight. But if you have a question, I'm here.
we do need to know, like, I want to know an like that's the whole thing. I do want to know an antenna position, or I want to know a Wendigo position, but I don't know who has that position.
Like you don't know who the ranking Uktena on Sept are.
Right.
Okay. The Uktena who's mostly seen around Sept is an Uktena Ragabash. Sorry, the highest ranking one. Her name is Low Sun. And there are those of you who have been on Sept for a while are aware that the Wendigo have a tendency to pop their heads up when they're summoned. There are Wendigo in the area, but they stay separate from the day-to-day operations of the Sept in general, much like most of the Bone Mars. that answer your question?
Yes.
Sorry, I had a call. I wasn't sure if it muted me.
It's all good. Well, you can see what Low Sun, perhaps another Rectena agrees with. But for now, I'm going to take Miss Lawrence's deal. If only to make sure that they do not get kept in the shadows any longer. Solely for the benefit of one tribe.
Ein just shakes his head. This was a waste of my breath. Good day.
Hold on. I ain't done. And he reaches behind him and pulls out an older book.
How many books do you have behind you, Clay?
He's a man of knowledge.
Please tell me that Dom streams that in character.
I will. I will absolutely say that that was in character.
Just to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that is totally within line of his character, his mentality, and his personality.
I may
Yeah.
I may need you behind me for this claim. I may need to make sure that there are those within the Sept that support me in making sure that the voices that need to be heard are heard. And he looks at Ian with the old journal in his hands.
The old Get Offenders journal.
Yes.
He has that?
Yep.
No, it's new. It's new. It's new.
Oh, it's new, but it's old, but it's new. I'm confused.
So Miss Lorne has the old copy. Milo gave it to her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in her library. He only has the one copy that
Yes.
Miss made specifically.
Yes,
for him.
he has the copy that Miss made.
But you brought out a fourth book?
No, that's the thing he brought out.
Oh, okay. I was confused because you brought it out earlier.
No, I didn't. I only brought out the Fiona books.
No, you brought out the copy because Dom asked like it would. I think everyone would be it would be helpful if they had proof. And then you brought out the book, and that's what pissed Ein off.
You said he has it.
No, what he's saying is he thought a third book got brought out earlier, which I agree with it. I thought it was the Get book was the third book you brought out, and that's what made
No.
Ein.
No, he said he has it. He didn't bring it out.
Okay.
I thought you said you reached out from behind him and.
Sorry, did
It
I?
doesn't matter. Here's the book.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah,
too.
it doesn't matter. Here's
Yeah.
the book.
The book is there.
There we go.
Okay.
And he brings it out and he places it in front of Ian. Support me in this. Make sure that
Are
the.
you
Oh,
rolling around in bed?
nope.
Because there's a lot of touching of your microphone, and it hurt my soul.
Sorry.
Okay.
And he looks at Iron, and he goes, "Support me in this. Make sure that the voices that need to be heard are heard." I believe 100% that the copies need to be made. Not only for just us as the Sept of the Green, but the copies need to be made for the nation as a whole. There's information that will help us combat the worm. Period. Can't just pretend it doesn't exist. But if you support me in this, I will leave this for you. This is a journal of an old Getafenris. I will not hold any ties to it. Give me a second. Yes. Weird. Connect to the Wi-Fi. Should be able to send text. Even that. I don't know why. I've paid the bill. It's been a weird thing every once in a while that I have no bars, but I have bars. Usually, reset your phone. I've done that, and I've also turned it off.
Does anyone else want to have a non-speaking reaction while he's AFK? Don't say any words, but does anyone else want to have a non-speaking reaction?
No.
Oh, right now it's the eyes just scowling. He's
Okay.
scowling.
Doing is sorry. Doing is just looking around to check if anyone is about to throw hands. And if everybody's about to throw hands, he's gonna react like.
Trace is gonna reach into his coat pocket with his right arm and grab out a triangle folded American flag bandana and a almost silver dollar size coin, but it's like a flat piece of metal that has the bonar sigil scraped into the top of it. And he's gonna open the counter and slide it over to the
Rob,
Jesus.
Ooh.
rub it on your mic.
What? Sorry. Okay.
Could you repeat yourself, Aaron? Because that was obscured.
Tracy's gonna reach into his pocket with his right arm and pull out a triangle folded American flag bandana and a piece of metal that's roughly the size of like an old silver dollar. But it's just a flat stock piece of metal and it has the Bonar tribal symbol scraped into the top of it. And he's gonna put it on that bandana and slide it over to Clay while he's talking.
I'm so curious what the fuck that is. And if this is just something he carries in his pocket. I don't know if Robert's back to hear you yet.
I am. I'm right
Oh,
here.
good.
He takes it. Looks at Ian. Of course, I'm going to listen whenever the opinions are given to me, but this is the only decision that I have now.
I assume she has a copy of that book.
Perhaps, but it's yours. At the same time, if I don't have the support I need to claim the other books for myself, Blood Eclipse could have them and then they would be nowhere.
I might need to roll rage again because Ian feels like you're trying to bribe him.
Oh, he's absolutely trying to bribe him, but at the same time, he's trying to make him aware of the situation that it's Clay's decision or Blood Eclipse asked them. Period.
Yeah, I know. Oh no.
Oh no, what do you?
That's 3 successes.
You need 4, right?
Yeah.
That's still okay. But I got 3 6s on 3
Where
dice.
where is that? I don't
Oh,
see
I
it.
rolled miscellaneous. Damn it. Sorry.
Yeah, I do have a scene going for the dice roll. So, but 360, yeah. But it's not the best situation, but it's the situation we have. All right. Blood Eclipse could take them and make sure that they not see the light of day the moment they are in his hands.
I need something close by I can break. I have to respond to those kinds of successes that he's not
Break a
ready.
plate. I don't care.
So there will be, if it's the kitchen, right? And if Clay was making dinner, these Popeyes will have been burnt by now. But there will be, there will likely be a table and some chairs. I'm sure he can break.
Curtis is the real monster. Destroy the dinner.
Destroy the dinner.
Put your fist in a
Wait.
pie.
I mean,
Or-
if he wants to break the oven door, that's an option available to him, I'm sure.
Plenty of drywall.
Plenty of
Poor
drywall.
Edie. Poor Edie. Literally, poor Edie.
Brick-
Shelves.
That's a first change.
Shelves.
Oh.
I mean,
There's
Clay would of
I
course
will-
fix the
Clay
shelves.
is also nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
You
we're
could just
making a
grab Trace.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Jeremy. It's cool.
Yeah. There is a moment hearing that. Ein turns his back to Clay, brings out a sigh, blows out a sigh, turns back, and then just quickly turns and just kicks through the wall and pulls out his leg. Like, and simply looks over to Clay and goes, I will never be bought, and I'm no one's slave.
I ain't
And he
saying
just
that.
breathes out. This,
I mean, I hope you fix that wall though, for Edith's sake, because that's gonna cost a pretty penny. But at the same time, it is what it is. Right now, that are there for these books are mine and Blood Eclipses, because we are Fiona. They are Fiona journals. Whatever information they hold. I could fight him day and night. I know I can. But he will absolutely refuse a direct confrontation. He's done it before. He did it for my he did it for my rank challenge. He will refuse a direct challenge and find a way to make it anyone else's problem. All right? So if I have your support and what I need to do, what I want to do, which is make sure that the information goes wherever it needs to be, I have more. He has to challenge me. He has to say the words, and I will get to dictate where those words lie. Do you understand? If I have the support of the Sept, I can dictate how I face him. And I will beat him 100%. Or he'll kill me. Either way, it'll be what it will be. So what do you want to do?
Well, you're muted, Daryl. Oh no, he must have stepped away. Daryl!
No! God damn it!
I think he said that I left after he kicked a hole in the wall.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Daryl?
Just
I
just to make sure. Because I don't want to.
Let's figure he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah. To continue. So, yeah. Clay just lets that question hang.
Trace
he-
will. Huh?
Basically, it is if he has y'all support, he has a reason to challenge Blood Eclipse's claim on the books. A very reasonable one, even though he is higher rank. So, or Blood Eclipse is higher rank. Yeah.
Milo. Fucking shit, I did it again. Dom pulls up his phone to look at the time and says, honestly, Clay, Ryan, if you get to Canada first, who gives a shit about what we think?
I do. I always have. This place was my home when I didn't have one to begin with. I even if there are members that I have not had the time to get to know, I don't want my memory to be something negative. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can for this Sept.
You know me, okay? I'm about saving the nation, winning this, whatever it takes. That's why I joined the Shadow Lords. I made a pledge to always do what needed to be done for Gaia. That means to do whatever needs to be done to save the nation. So if this helps the nation, yeah, I'm all about this knowledge going out for everyone.
I think it will.
And he'll nod.
Trace will sit up in his chair more, and he'll reach over and he'll smack Clay on the shoulder, basically, and be like, I was willing to let you lead me into hell and back, not knowing I was going to come out. I'm not going to stand behind you because I don't believe in that. I'll stand beside you, but never behind, because that means I put you in more danger than myself.
No, Ein walked out.
In the place where I lost my brother. I'm glad to have your voice, Trace.
Hey, my voice is one of the few things I got, and I can make it real loud if we need to be.
I'm gonna give these books to Miss Lauren. And Blood Eclipse can fight me if it comes to that.
Is it bad that I wish it comes to see that so you can kick his ass?
Me too, Dorian. Me fucking too.
Let's just hope he does it properly, because if he doesn't, he will not like the outcome.
That's true.
Well, according to if it goes according to Clay's plan, Bloody Kiss will have to be the one challenging, which means Clay will set the rules for the challenge.
Oh, I understand that. I'm just saying if he tries to circumvent the challenge, he's fair game at that point.
Yes, he is. I want to make sure of something. And the pies are not burnt because he did not put them in the oven just now. He was reducing the gravy. So he will definitely go over and start to make the pies in full. There is something I want to make sure of. If these books do make it and do make 2 copies for the nation, I want to make sure that Sorka gets to read one of them. All right?
I personally will make sure that she has a copy.
She deserves that. Thank you. I can't make everybody happy, but I can do what
No one
I
ever
can.
can.
No, I can do what I can, I guess.
Going smirks. I hesitated between two very different tribes, the children of Gaia, and well, the one I'm in now. Do you know why I chose the
Spite? That's what everybody
Well,
says.
partly. Not smirks. Well, partly. I'd lie if I'd say no, but well, like you said, the children of Gaia are about pleasing everybody. Pleasing everybody is impossible. Pissing everyone off, though, now that's a piece of fucking cake.
So when are we doing this?
Oh, shit.
Repeat what you said. How come everybody's muted?
Did you ask? Were you asking Clay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He he lifts the books and says to all of you, "I'm going to go have a meeting with Miss Lorne. I'm going to give her these books and hope that they see the hands that they were meant to. This book," and he holds up the Get Journal. Ian will take it as an apology. I have read it, and I need to know everything that has been in that book. But if Ian will take it, it'll be his. Is that... And he gets a weird look on his face. Like, he's never had to say this before, but he goes, "Is that understood?"
Understood.
You feel a spectral hand patting you on the back. Not real. You'll feel a very real hand pat you on the back. Sorry to interrupt this moment. If you're headed up to Miss Lorne's, could you give her this? And offers Clay a small folded piece of paper.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Else. And begins to finish dinner, I guess. Unless there is anything else folks would like to have, or folks would like to say, this is perfectly stand the scene.
Request copies of the books whenever they're ready. Other than that,
right. I'm sure Myst will give copies whenever they're ready. So
Actually, Dawn might stay around to talk to Clay at the end.
Oh, and before Trace leaves, he'll look at Clay and say, "Make sure you bring back milk and cigarettes," and he'll just walk out.
asshole.
Dom will chase after him if Trace is walking out.
What's up?
Hey, you said some shit back there, and I wanted it straight so that you're not thinking that.
Okay.
You mentioned you did put words in my mouth when you said the shit you did about your tribe, but man to man, I don't feel like you're waiting for that day to strike back or whatever. I don't I don't know what your experiences have been with other cockroaches, but yeah.
That wasn't a hit at roaches. That wasn't a hit at you. That was a hit at the normal treatment of my tribe.
Yeah, well. It was in response to something I had said, so whether you meant to or not, land. And just wanted to say, yeah, no.
All right. Noted. I hope that you can spread light on my outlook on other people when it comes to my people.
He'll nod slowly. I think I need to learn more about that before I spread anything, but I'll buy you dinner.
I mean, you know the way to a girl's heart at this point. But yeah, we'll meet up at some point. Don't worry.
He knows. And
What's up?
I was just going to say he's going to let Trace go if there wasn't anything else.
Yeah, he'll shake his hand before he leaves and then walk off.
Mm-hmm.
See when they're alone. Going alone. Look at Clay and look at the painting and say, yeah. So if I brought this at in front of body, but I maybe thought it was something to remember Milo by. Not that you need something, just thought it'd be a cool gesture.
I appreciate it. Don't worry. Ever since he died, I felt like I needed to fill some boots that I was never really sure I could. Never really thought I should, really.
I know what you mean. I mean, my Alpha will be leaving soon. He won't be dead. So it's, well, it might not be exactly what you're going through. But my Alpha is leaving soon too. And I'll die before anyone tries to get rid of the Kinfolk Bill of Rights.
Good.
Not only because it hurts the Kinfolk, but that's because what Jacob fought for for all those years he was on the Sept.
Good.
And he'll
We
nod.
we have an obligation to hear as many voices as we can when making decisions.
He'll nod. Right. So, wherever our paths take us from here, let's make a promise. We keep
Mhm.
going for our former alphas.
Of course.
And he'll nod. Good. Well, I'll see you around then. And well, good luck on your trip when you go.
Of course. Hey, Dory.
And with that, yeah.
I talked to Zelda after it was clear that Jacob was going to leave. You're going to be a good alpha.
I'll try.
I know you will.
Thank you.
And Clay's going to finish dinner. So I think that's a good place to end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for the Living World of Darkness. Rage across New York, the Guru venue.